Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Good morning. I know you're having a great time talking. How you guys doing this summer? Good. A little bit of excitement going on out here. A little bit of tired eyes. I know it's a long summer. Appreciate you coming to staff development today. We've got a great opportunity for you to hear some people that aren't Scott, and that's generally a good thing. So just want to start off like we always do and introduce anybody who hasn't been introduced yet to the division. And if you will just stand up, any new people, or if you've been here a while and haven't been introduced, please just stand up, and I'm going to come around and let you introduce yourselves. So we'll start right here.
Hey everybody, my name is Drew Powell. I'm coming from the Georgia Southern University. I just got my master's degree back in May, and I'm really excited to be here. I'm working for the University of Recreation, the Assistant Director of Fitness and Wellness. So hopefully get some group fitness classes back going for you all, and build up a personal training program.
Hi everyone, I'm Lauren Adams. I just graduated from the University of Nebraska at Omaha and with my master's, and I'm the Marketing and Promotions Coordinator for University of Recreation.
Hi everyone, I'm Masha. I'm from Chicago, but I just graduated in May with my master's in higher education administration. So I'm the new Res Life Coordinator. I didn't say where I graduated from, so Southern Illinois, Carbondale. So
So the connection over here. It's good.
Hi, I'm Megan Tate. I am I'm not from Jackson, Mississippi, but I just moved here from Jackson, Mississippi. I was at Millsaps College, and I am the new Assistant Director for Student Employment and Experiential Learning. I got a long title in Career Services. So just remember Career Services, then you'll find me.
Great.
Good morning, everyone. My name is John Britton. I'm the new Associate Director for the Advising Center. The best team in West Georgia. I am a native Atlantan, coming by way of Kennesaw State and Georgia State University, and I'm very happy to be here. Thank you.
Finally made the right decision.
Hi, I'm Ryan Ledbetter. I'm the new coordinator of the new Home and Ready program, and I'm from Rome, Georgia. I graduated from Jacksonville State University.
All right. Welcome. Welcome, everyone. Okay, so all I have to do now is turn it over to Jennifer. She'll make our introductions.
Thank you, Dr. Lehman. Before I introduce our next guest, I would like to turn your attention to the little slips of paper that are on your table and ask that everyone complete one of these before you leave today. It's a simple question, just asking you where you are from. We're going to be using this information for a little project later on this year. So if everybody would just complete one of those and leave it on the table. And now I'll go ahead and introduce our guests. We have Mr. David Daniels and Anthony Bishop with us today, and they are from Chick-fil-A. Mr. David Daniels is the owner of the Carrollton Chick-fil-A, and he has been with the company for over 24 years. So please join me in welcoming our guests.
All right, if I don't use the mic, can you hear me? Because I mean, I got to walk closer. It's like a Baptist church here. Everybody's moved to the back here. The center of this right here. I don't know what's going on. Good morning. I've already met two dads this morning of folks that have had the pleasure of working in my restaurant before, and Mr. Troy's daughter was one of my managers, and Mr. Lingerl over here had one of my all-star team members as well. So what an honor to be with you guys. And so, as you said, I'm David. I'm with Chick-fil-A, and I've been actually with Chick-fil-A pushing 30 years. And so if you kind of do the math, it looks like I started when I was 8, and that's about right. Not really. I'm trying my best to stay looking young, but I've actually been with Chick-fil-A 30 years this October. And I've had the pleasure of owning, good morning, the pleasure of owning, taught my kids in school too. So I see a lot of familiar faces this morning. It's awesome. 20 years. And I got to take just a brief second kind of away from the topic this morning and applaud the leadership of this campus because, having been in this town for that long, watch the metamorphosis and the transitions and the changes and the excellence at which this university has here in Carrollton, Georgia. Why would anybody ever want to leave the West Georgia area and go to school somewhere else? It is unreal. Actually, some of you may or may not know, but I've got a daughter in school here as well, and she loves it. She works with campus tours, I think, an orientation leader, and does some of that stuff, and just, fully loves every minute of what she does here. So I tell you, it's great to be in a community where we get to partner with such great folks like you, and I'm sure by now a lot of you know that Chick-fil-A on campus had a little change in leadership this year. Everybody aware of that little change in leadership? And so I think we're no longer partnered there, Mark, and it's going to be a sell-out here on campus. So we're really excited to see what's going to happen on campus this year as I get a chance to work with John Lyons and Randall and his team there with the campus dining. So all that aside, so we're here this morning to talk a little bit about customer service. But before we get going, I actually have some free meals. So who likes free chicken? Okay, all right, 9 of you do. The rest of you need more Starbucks. So Starbucks, I know this is open 8 to 4 on campus, so you can make your way there after the session, after Mr. Lingle finishes here. But no, seriously, as we think, I see Starbucks on the far side, that's good to go. So a little trivia this morning. So who can tell me who founded Chick-fil-A? Right, I saw the green shirt back here, nice little Duck Dynasty thing going on. Kathy, I like That's great, I like it. All right, how about this? Where was the very first restaurant located? I saw this hand right here. Greenbrier Mall. That's right. So there we go. All right, so who can tell me what the name of the very first restaurant that True and Kathy opened up? I saw a hand over here, actually. I think y'all may have the top. So we'll go ladies first, and if she doesn't get it, yes, also close. Doug's Grill. I got a biscuit or something free, but it's so close. We'll compromise this morning and hook you up as well. I'll let Anthony bring it over. How many of you guys are super stoked about students being back on campus August the 11th? You excited to be here? The rest of you, how many of you are really hoping to milk out the rest of your summer and fully enjoy it before you have to go into it? Let's be honest. Okay, I know the boss is in the room, so got one of them. That's good. So we understand that all of us, we work in this industry called hospitality. You may say, well, David, I don't really do hospitality. I do career services, or where's the fitness guy? The guy that's right there. I'm feeling you, man. I've lost 34 pounds in 4 to 5 weeks, maybe right there. Trainer up there, so when you can't do it yourself, you'll find somebody. So I'm telling you, you gotta have help. And if you think about hospitality is really not something that you do, but it's really something that you are. It's really the person that you are. And so, Chick-fil-A, we ascribe a set of values that really drive the way we do customer service. We really don't call folks customers. We call them guests. So you think about this. If you were to invite me over to your house for dinner, and I will come because I like to eat, but if you invite me to your house for dinner, there's a few things you're probably going to do. Like shove all the extra stuff in the closet, clean the kitchen up. You're probably going to go buy the good stuff to cook, right? You're going to do a few things in order to treat me like a guest in your house. And at Chick-fil-A, that's really no different. And we hear that a lot of times, Dave, how do you find such great team members that want to come and work and be a part of your organization? A lot of it goes with selection. And I tell you, if you look across this room here, that piece of private handling, you guys have got great talent. So that's not an issue. It really comes down to this issue of how do we serve people. So I just want to talk a few minutes today, and if you participate and you'll kind of humor me a little bit this morning on an early morning here, there will be more free chicken for those of you that want to jump in and participate with us. I promise you nobody will leave empty-handed as long as you jump in with me. So, we good? Everybody ready to roll? Ready for this journey? Okay, this table over here, y'all must be energy a little bit. Y'all must really work with students, like a lot. you think about this idea of customer service and hospitality. You know, at Chick-fil-A, we actually ascribe to a set of values. And the values that we use at Chick-fil-A actually take their roots in what we call a biblical perspective. And so it's this attitude of serving others from a heart. And it comes from the inside of who we are. It's making this decision to say, I'm going to treat you better than I would treat myself. In other words, you're more important to me. And as we think about what that looks like and how we serve other people, it really starts with our attitudes. You know, how many of y'all have ever dealt with somebody that's incredibly difficult? Anybody? Y'all should have been in my restaurant on Tuesday. Tuesday, for those of you who do not know, is a little day we like to call Cow Appreciation Day. Anybody come dressed as a cow in my restaurant? Don't be shameful. There it is. Yeah, there we go. Got your free food. You and about 3,100 other people ate for free on my restaurant on Tuesday. That's about right. We fed about 3,100 people for free. And we had some folks, you know, the idea, did you really dress like a cow, got the little spots and all that? That's pretty cool. I like that. Did you really kind of embrace the move? Absolutely. You know, we had one particular young man come through, though. He's like, hey, what's going on? You guys giving away free food? I said, yeah, if you dress like a cow, we're going to feed you for free. He goes, oh, man. So he puts his car in park, and then he reaches down, he unties his shoes, pulls his Jordans off of his feet, and puts them on his fists. He goes, man, I got some hooves now. I was like, oh my gosh. You know, you just sit there, he's like, I'm eating for free, right? I mean, what do you do with that? It's like, come on through. I mean, you know, when you think about it, it comes down to really what matters is our heart, how we perceive people, and when we really look at others through that lens. You know, we actually teach this. Now, I carry this around with me a lot of times. Anybody know what this is called? I don't like the term rag. Towel. Who said that right there? Look at that. Right? So you go, that's towel. Now, if you go into a restaurant, a really nice restaurant, I've been to those restaurants before where they actually take the towel and they serve you like this. It's a serving towel. In other words, when I put this towel on, it's a reminder that I'm here to serve you. And you know, yeah, we're Chick-fil-A, and yes, we're a fast food restaurant, and you know, we try to do things in a quick service manner. But you know, what really happens is we want to teach our young people that the people on the other side of the counter are the most important thing they're going to have in their day. But in our culture, at Chick-fil-A, I have a phrase that we use a lot of times with my leadership staff is simply this, that our first customer stands behind the counter. Anybody know what that means? What does it mean when I say that our first customer stands behind the counter? So it starts with how our people treat our own people, right? Because here's the fact. Last month we had 124,000 transactions in my restaurant. So that's how many times the cash register opened and closed. You kind of do the math on that, 124,000 times. You think I can wait on all 124,000 people? Man, pretty good, but man, that's a lot of people. And if I could wait on all of them, I definitely couldn't cook all the food, right? So what I want you to really think about is this idea of serving others actually starts with an attitude of how you serve each other. And it's really how you serve those that are in your departments. I mean, do you really go out of your way to make the people that work for you feel like they're the most important thing? Because when we treat people that way, we're demonstrating the behaviors that we actually want to see repeated on those frontline interactions, engagements that we see for you guys as students, for us as guests. Well, let's make no mistake. We have people paying to eat with me. You have people paying to come to school here. Now, some of them may be on scholarships, some of them may have grant money or whatever that may be, but the fact of the matter is they all are carrying a weight of value that's monetarily involved, right? So this attitude of serving others actually starts with this idea of how are you serving one another? And those of you that are department heads and lead teams and you're the boss, I really challenge you guys to really sit down and think about what is the culture that you cultivate within your departments. I mean, really, how do people perceive the department? I saw some really good energy out of the best department on campus. Is that what I heard you say? Right there. All right, well, I like that. Hey, it may or may not be true. I don't actually work here, but the fact that you said that, I said, man, I might want to join your team. I mean, that's not the excitement, the enthusiasm. Are people excited to come to work? Because I'm telling you, if people are dragging their tails into the business, or in your case, if they're dragging their tails into their departments every day, it shows, y'all. And people can read through that for the way they feel like they're being treated. So I think the idea of customer service actually starts with you guys. How do you treat one another? What are the cultures that you're creating within your departments? What are the folks, I mean, how many of you have students working for you? Actually have students employed, a lot of you. And what would they actually say about their work environment? Now, I don't know where all the recreation team folks are, but I've actually had several of the recreation team students work for me and are working for me, and they absolutely love that environment. I think that you have worked with that as well. And so, well, that's not a surprise. But I mean, think about that. They're talking about these environments where they come and they're excited to go in, and it's fun. And I'm like, it's fun? Like, yeah, I mean, we just have a good time together. And you're creating these environments. So first step I really would tell you is, are you creating a culture where your staff and those that are in your employment, volunteer or paid, are actually looking forward to being a part of your teams? Because that's the very first step. If you can do that, you got a few weeks before students come on campus. There's a lot of tools you can use, a lot of ways to evaluate what you do. But I'm telling you, this idea of serving, in my restaurant, I would tell you, that's where the majority of the time I spend now. The older I get, the more I recognize the less I know. And what I really want to do is be able to spend the majority of my time developing the next generation of talent. Because, I'm not getting any younger. I'm just getting up to speed. Y'all know there's a game called Pokemon Go? Anybody find any Pokemons in the room this morning? It's okay. Don't be shameful. Don't come get your man card. Any Pokemon on the side? Yeah, I'm like, okay, I'm really good because I just like caught up with Snapchat. I do have an Instagram and a Facebook, and I think my wife sent me with a Pinterest. But if you think about this idea of staying current, that's another really important way to stay engaged, because you want to be engaged with this generation. I'm telling you folks, it's not getting any slower. The fact that we see this transition, if you've been to my restaurant, one of the things we have done is we've really engaged technology. I've embraced the fact that we have to just move forward. What's happening, if you come through my drive-thru, we pioneered some technology using iPads. I mean, that's unheard of. But we said we're going to try to be very different and innovative and look for ways to make the guest experience even better. And so you think about when we first started doing drive-thru, for instance, in my restaurant, single lane drive-thru, a good day for us was about 60 to 65 cars. That's pretty good. So that's about 1 a minute per hour. We now, on a Good Friday, we'll put about 250 cars an hour through our drive-thru. 250 cars an hour. Do the math on how many seconds per transaction that is. And really what that is saying we're going to leverage technology because, listen, young people know it. I'm having to really work hard to stay current. I mean, you just really, I'm reading, there's this thing called blogs and, flipboards and apps and all. I'm telling you guys, those of you that are a little older than me, a couple of you in the room, a lot of you in the room actually, just being honest, we got to really stay current. And it's great to see these young faces coming here because that's where we stay challenged and motivated to really stay relevant. That's the second thing I challenge you guys. It's going to stay relevant. Look for ways to stay engaged. I haven't broke down to Pokemon Go yet, but I have a feeling it's going to happen. I just have a feeling because apparently we've got a pocket of Pokemon in my restaurant. I mean, a lot of them. Like I saw 9 pictures yesterday on my front counter. So I'll see the rest of you at lunch today to catch your Pokemon. Yeah, and then they pay us. We got this little bird, little chicken guy thing. So the other thought that I want to share with you guys this morning is this attitude and this heart that starts with you. This attitude and heart of serving others. And it really goes into this idea. We described with this value, it's actually a scriptural, and it's found in Matthew 5. And it's this idea that says that if you're asked to go 1 mile, voluntarily go a second. So in our line of work, a 1 mile, we call 1 mile service, or first mile service, is we're going to cook a chicken sandwich. You come in and order a chicken sandwich, I'll cook you a chicken sandwich. Have somebody in the front line take your money, have somebody that's going to give you your sandwich and your lemonade, or whatever it is that you drink, and that's going the first mile. But years ago, I started to understand this concept that when you look for ways to go the second mile, it makes a huge difference. Things like if you come in my restaurant now and you dine with us, we're going to actually want you to go have a seat. Get yourself comfortable. We're going to actually bring the food out to you so you're not standing in that mosh pit in the front counter. Things like going through my drive-thru, having people stand curbside and take your order, people taking your cash outside, walking the food. If you've been there in the recent days, we've done another modification. I tore my window out, put a door in. I thought that was kind of cool because we can actually walk to your car now and look at you face to face. I'm not a fan of a squawk box. There's nothing personal about a squawk box. That's a good thing you can apply here. You can talk face to face to a student versus texting or putting them on the phone. It means so much more. FaceTime value. You stand in front of somebody and you look them in the eye. It's huge. One of the principles we teach our students is this thing we call the core 4. Any former Chick-fil-A'ers in here? Anybody used to work at Chick-fil-A ever? Really, in this size room? Nobody? Wow. Okay, so here's a little tidbit. So we teach what we call the Core 4. This is a little good one you can steal from me from our training if you'd like to. We teach all of our young people this, Core 4. First thing we're going to do is we're going to smile. So we're going to practice that. Some of you are still asleep. So we're going to smile. And a good smile actually is like this gentleman up here. We actually see teeth on front and bottom. I really think this guy needs free chicken biscuit. You'll see that right there? So a good smile. So we're going to do it once again. Can we smile? When you smile, it puts people at ease. They actually feel like you're engaged and that you actually care. So we actually teach people to smile. You know, it's a strange world we live in. If you told me that 10 years ago we would be facing the issues with young people, I've got 161 staffers at my one location there in Carrollton across from the Ross parking lot. 161. Of them, 85% of them are under 23 years old. So I deal with the same age group you pretty much do as well. And I know it's very challenging. Millennials are entitled people. You know, we no longer have teenagers walking in our restaurant. We have what we call screenagers walking in our restaurant. Screenagers do this, and they walk around like this, and they're disengaged from people. Thank you, Phil Garden Cone. Think about it, it's the level of engagement we have, and so people have lost the value of personal interaction because they now become attached to a digital device. And if you think that's going away, you're kidding yourselves. So we have to be intentional about the way we do this. So we teach people, hey, you're going to smile. Practice it, smile. Second thing we're going to do is we're going to actually create and maintain eye contact. So if I'm going to talk to you, I'm actually going to look you in the eye. So if I'm actually talking to you, but I'm over here and I'm kind of turning my head, doing this number here, looking past you, do you feel like I'm actually paying any attention to you? Absolutely not. And so if we can teach our staff and our team members that when we talk to somebody, I'm actually going to look you in the eye and I'm going to maintain that eye contact, not in a creepy way. I'm not talking about a little creepiest thing going on, but you do want to really make people know that I'm engaged. I'm going to talk to you, I'm going to look you in the eye, and we're going to connect. And it's a simple thing, but you check out what I'm telling you, how few people actually do that. So we want you to maintain eye contact, maintain eye contact. And so the next thing we want you to do is to speak enthusiastically, or speak with an enthusiastic tone. I mean, nowadays it's hard to get a full sentence articulated out of some people. Y'all know what I'm talking about? And how about this thing they call text talk? You know, IKR. Like, what's IKR? I know, right? No, IKR. I don't know text talk. We actually teach people how we're going to speak up and speak enthusiastically. If I'm going to have an engaging conversation with you, I'm going to make it matter. I'm not going to mumble at you. I'm going to enunciate my words. I'm going to really be engaged in my conversations with you because it matters. And that speaks to somebody, hey, you matter. So speak up or speak enthusiastically. That's a tough one today. And so when I'm hiring students, we take between 400 or 500 applications a month in my restaurant. Believe it or not, we hire about 4 or 5 people a month because it's so hard to filter through young people today and what they're being taught, the disengagement, maybe what's going on at home. They're not being taught the values that I was raised on. You know, I showed up in my first interview for Chick-fil-A in a tie. How many of y'all know what I'm talking about back then? When you would interview for a job, you showed up in a tie. I had people last summer showing up for job interviews in bikinis. Y'all think I'm kidding? I am totally not kidding. Where's the values gone? Where has the discipline and the training at home gone? And so what I'm recognizing is it's on us, this generation, it's on you guys to help to shape culture future. One of my main missions in what I do is not selling chicken sandwiches. Actually, if I'm being very honest with this group in this room this morning, the reason I do what I'm doing is actually it's my mission. I believe it's what God created me to do. Selling chicken sandwiches, you know, going home smelling like peanut all every day and smelling like waffle potato fries is not exactly awesome all the time. But the opportunity to affect young people's lives and have the ability to speak into young people's lives and to see transitions and changes, to see young people like his daughter come through and become an incredibly successful young lady, incredible mom, just have an incredible life, and have that opportunity to have just a little small influence in somebody's life like that. Same thing with Dr. Linger's daughter as well. And you think about that type of involvement. And you look at the tens of thousands of kids that have worked here for the last 30 years. It's a lot. Do you really look at it that way? You have that same passion? And you think about what you get to do every day. It is a calling. It is an opportunity. You're teaching them, speak enthusiasm. The last one is this idea of staying connected and making it personal. So if you've been in my restaurant, we actually teach our people, hey, you have permission to go out and do whatever it takes to make that relationship feel very personal. Do things that are above and beyond. We do simple things in my restaurant like a mommy basket. You go in my restaurant, we have a little basket. We started recognizing, hey, moms used to come in and I see moms get up and they were leaving. I'm like, hey, what's up? You just haven't eaten yet? Well, Junior had a little accident. I don't have any diapers. I got to go home. And I'm like, oh, so I just need to go buy some diapers and put them in my restaurant. So we got a basket of diapers and wipes. And I've got mints. I've got Cheerios. I saw babies sitting at tables and moms and dads and older siblings eating chicken nuggets. And they can't eat at that age. So we're like, hey, we'll just go get some Cheerios. We don't charge for that stuff. It's about adding value to make a difference so that we can connect with people. What are you doing in your line of work to connect with people in a unique way? Sometimes it's just a simple, hey, good morning, and you're looking at somebody, you tap on the shoulder, just a simple touch. Sometimes it's going above and beyond. When you know somebody's had a bad day at home, you stop by Chick-fil-A or wherever it is you want to stop by and pick up a shameless plug right there. But you stop by and maybe Dunkin' and pick up a donut, their favorite latte. Yeah, it's going to cost you a couple bucks, but you know it speaks to them, you matter. And do people feel like you value them? Because here's what I know. One day, when it's all said and done, it's going to be the people that matter. Not your position, not your pay. It's going to be the influence that you have on other people's lives. That is the most important thing that you have to protect every day. So customer service, hospitality, actually some of this stems from who you are. And you may say, well, you know, it's just really not the person that I am now. I'm telling you, you can become that. It's a matter of the way that you see people. And it's the way that you engage with others. And it's the way that you place value in relationships. And it means that you really have to get rid of this awful little word we have in our culture called selfishness. Because let's face it, we all have to deal with this idea of it's all about me. Or what's in it for me? You ever heard that one from me? I'll do that for you, hey, but what's in it for me? Yeah, I love that quote from Mother Teresa. It says, it'd be amazing what we could accomplish if we didn't care who got the credit. Think about that. It'd be amazing what we could accomplish if we didn't care who got the credit. You know, we teach this idea, this value of Chick-fil-A, that we treat all people. All people. I don't care what color your skin is, I don't care what your background is, what your orientation is, what your belief is, what you ascribe to, what your values are. We teach all people we treat with honor, dignity, and respect. And we understand what that really means. It changes the way we look at people. I mean, there is a whole slew of cultures. If you think about, even I love that about West Georgia. There's a lot of different international pieces here. It's so awesome. I mean, you think about having that introduction of cultures, but it also means that we have to really reshape the way we think. So our values drive who we are, but we have to be willing to say, you know what, I'm going to show all people honor and dignity. And so hospitality and customer service, this idea of having this towel and going the second mile, means that I'm going to look for ways to go above and beyond what's expected of me in order to make a connection with you. Whether that's students. You know where I practice this principle the most, actually? It's at home. Been married for 24 years. Took a few years to get through my thick skull, but I actually should serve my wife better than she'll ever serve me. Those of you that are married, that's a little freebie. Take that one home. Men, take that one home as well. Put it in your pocket, because you know what? When we learn how to treat other people, we should put that into practice to those we're closest to, so it becomes second nature to who we are. So we get environments like this, it's just becoming who you are. So as we kind of finish our time here together, actually, she over there. I want to cue up. I'm going to show you guys a video. I'm going to close with this, and we can do a few questions at the end here if you'd like to. One of the things that's really ratified, is changed the way I live my life, is the idea on how we look at people. So I show this video a lot. Some of you may or may not have seen this, but I want to share this. It's very powerful. You'll catch the message. It is shameless. It was shot in a Chick-fil-A restaurant, so below the slide, a Chick-fil-A sandwich sliding down the chute. This idea of to go your appetite later. But watch this video, and we'll talk about it in just a second. Get lights back there. here's the reality that I want you to walk away with today. Every day you interact with people. Maybe you interact with people here on the campus. Maybe it's going through the shopping line at Kroger. Maybe it's walking the parking lot at Target. Maybe it's in the pickup line with your kids from school. Maybe it's Sunday morning at church. I don't know. Every day you encounter people. And this idea that every life has a story. And I love the tagline again that says this: if you bother to read. Keyword is you. Because we have the opportunity. You have each been given a gift, and that's today. Each of you has that opportunity, and that's called others. And we do that, we find such fulfillment in the way we treat others and have the opportunity to interact. So every life has a story. You have no idea that student that's walking the front door of your establishment, whatever office you may be, carrying baggage you have no clue what to do. And yeah, they're hard. Oh my gosh, they're hard. They're so frustrated. They don't even know how to articulate a complete sentence. But if we can just in the back of our mind go, okay, this life has a story. I don't know it all. And instead of writing the young person off, saying, you know what? I'm going to take the attitude and I'm going to serve this individual. I'm going to look for ways to connect with this individual. See, it's easy to do with people we like. It challenges those you don't. Every life has a story. Got a few minutes here as we wrap up our time together. Questions or thoughts, or anybody want to share anything from the video? Maybe something you've taken away from that? We've got just about 5 minutes. But not everybody at once, because it's kind of hard to hear you. Thoughts, questions? Chick-fil-A's off. Yes, ma'am.
My question is what your training program looks like if you hire employees, especially knowing that a lot of your employees are students.
Yes, ma'am. Okay, so I would tell you that for Chick-fil-A, one of the key pieces for us, I have a value that I ascribe to personally in leadership, and it's this: if I ever have to terminate an employment, it was my fault. Here's what I mean by that. I should have either done a better job selecting, training, or retaining that team member. So selection is the key. I'd say the first thing is finding the right people. We call it putting the right people in the right seat on the bus. And this is an idea Marcus Buckingham wrote a long time ago. This idea of leadership is we have to select correctly, and we have to be willing to say, okay, do we have the right person to do the right job? And then the training piece for us is very interesting. So if you come to work for me now at Chick-fil-A, you may get hired, but maybe 2 weeks before you see live action. You'll actually go through, and really think about that. I'm paying people to go through about 40 hours of training before they even interact with the general public. So for me, they actually spend about 3.5 to 4 hours personally with me in my restaurant. We talk about values. We actually use this video. We talk about what's important. We talk about what does guest interaction look like. And I share my heart on why I believe what they're doing is the most important thing in their restaurant. And we actually have another young lady who walks them through a full day. And then we actually do a lot of hands-on training. We do everything digitally. We're doing everything on iPads now. And now we've actually just recently have changed where I can actually put it on their cell phone and they do all their training on their own cell phone. We built an app in-house that we're actually able to be digitally connected with our team at all times. We try to engage things like Facebook and Twitter and Instagram. Let's face it, if we're going to connect with this next generation, we need to meet them on their turf, not ours. So I understand. It's a lot easier to say, hey, I got manuals in my office, you need to go read them. That isn't going to happen. Y'all know that. But hey, I'm on Facebook and we're subscribing into Facebook and we have an internal page where we're able to put the training out there. They're going to get on Facebook because they're already on Facebook. So for us, it's about this idea. We actually circle back with all new hires. And we actually benchmark them and say, hey, where do you need to be? If you're not, then we'll put you right back through that training process. We don't want to write you off, but we will go back through the training process. I have 12 trainers in my restaurant. That's solely what they do. And then we actually work with them and have somebody by their side for their first 4 to 5 days of work solid. And that's after spending some time learning values and culture for myself. So I actually have delegated a majority of my business out into this long time. It's time for other people kind of take on the ownership of that, except for vision casting and expectations. So if you're leading a department, I would tell you, casting vision and maintaining those requirements is huge. Something you should probably do. That's a great question. I answered it? Good. Other questions, thoughts? Yes, ma'am. just like a ballot box, you cast your ballots, we call them dollar bills. Every day people are casting their ballots, and so if money's out of the register, we're not getting ballots. So jobs are created based on financials. And so when we learn to, when guests walk in my restaurant, I remind them that's the person signing your paycheck every day. So there's up or jobs, down not so many. Yes, ma'am.
I happened in Chick-fil-A one night when you all were having the daddy-daughter date night.
Daddy-daughter date night, yes, ma'am.
And you were there serving people personally, and would you tell everyone that may not have seen it, what you all did to make that an incredible experience?
So she was asking about a thing that we call daddy-daughter date night. So one of the values of Chick-fil-A is we feel like family should be a priority. So we teach what's called family priority. It's family priority for my family, but it's also family priority for families in our community. So we hosted an event we call Daddy-Daughter Date Night. It's where dads can bring their daughters on a date at Chick-fil-A. And most of the dads we see come in are dressed up in suits and daughters in little gowns. I've even seen guys wearing wristlets and corsages, and we do a big chocolate fountain. We do skewers. I mean, it's a lot of fun. We bring in some musicians. We have music, and we have princesses and photo booths. And what we're really trying to do is get dads to start the conversation with their daughters. And you'd be surprised the impact we see on a simple event like that. It's creating what we like to call emotional connections. So when you create an emotional connection with somebody, that's a bond that lasts versus something very, very superficial. So our daddy-daughter date night event is actually one of our signature events. We actually, that thing books out. When it goes live, it's usually booked within 60 minutes. And last year we had 420 slots, 420 dads that came through the restaurant to spend time with their daughters. They walk out, they get flowers, we give away a dozen roses, we give away massages, we do, help me out ladies, manicure, pedicure, is that right? Is that right? Okay. I got 2 daughters, I think I know that now. So that's a big event for us. We try to do things like that, where we connect with our community. We understand we need to be good citizens in our community. Serving you guys is actually a priority to us. So that's just one of our events. So thank you. Other thoughts, questions? Yes, ma'am. Then you. Yes, ma'am.
Well, one, that's the cutest thing ever. But
Yeah.
2, what's your favorite thing about your job?
That's a great question. The thing that gets me up every morning is people. So actually, I do a lot of this. I do a lot of international travel. I do a lot of missions work. I'm a believer, and so that's just the values that I strive for. I know we all come from different backgrounds, but for me personally, I'm a believer. So now I'm in a stage of my life where I'm able to use my influence, and I do a lot of personal work. For instance, in Haiti, that's where I go 4 or 5 times a year. I'll be going to Lithuania and Iraq later this year to also share some opportunity and work with Syrian refugees. And so that my motivation has changed the order I've got because I understand how much has been given, much is required, and our influence is the greatest gift God's given us every day. It's your ability to influence others. That's why I love this video. So for me, it's about influencing minds. I mean, whether that's the opportunity to sit down with, I tell you, I actually really love 15, 16, and 17-year-old kids. I know I'm weird, but I'm telling you, there are a lot. I mean, you can get them and have fun. I'm going to tell you, they're really energy. It's exciting. I actually prefer working nights in my restaurant because they just get it. They're easy to work with. I have a lot of adults that work with me as well, but it's just a great age group. And so knowing that you can shape the future of people's daughters and sons and know that you can have just a small piece of that, I take that very, very seriously. So it's a huge part of who I am. So, great question. Yes, ma'am.
Do you do the mother-son nights in here?
We have done one, and we actually have one coming, I believe, later this fall. So it's going to be like we're actually going to do a mother-son night, KNIGHT, where we want to teach little boys about what chivalry looks like. That, it's actually still cool. Yeah, we actually should still open the doors for ladies, guys. Y'all know that's kind of a value. It's actually kind of nice, open the doors for ladies and ladies first, and being aware of our surroundings and treating women with honor and dignity. I'm telling you, that's the way God created. We're to treat women respectfully and as a priority. So as a part of that event, that's one of the values we want to teach these young adults, the young boys, trying to know the swords.
Oh, I loved it.
Yeah, so that's a big event for us as well. Yes, ma'am.
Your drive-through is one of the best processes I've ever experienced in the world. Where did that idea come from? Was that you or marketing team or staff, customers?
It actually was my idea. It's something that I took to Chick-fil-A funny, we were told no years ago, and currently they're rewriting all the policies using video footage from our restaurant. And I leave here today, I'm actually going back to my restaurant to meet a couple of high-level executives from our corporate office on how to take this thing and roll it out to the entire chain. So, and we're not done improving the process. We had that little bit of pain for about 5 weeks. We had that construction going on. Y'all probably saw built awnings. Because remember, our first customer stands behind the counter. So having a place where this could be heated and cooled for our team members to stand under, we had to create some awnings. We've got the awnings all the way around, and we're looking for ways to make it more comfortable for them. And we do just throw this out there. We change them out about every 45 minutes to an hour, unless they just beg me not to. A lot of them don't want to come inside. They just love it out there. So that's a big part of what we do. And so we're having some more tweaks. You're going to see another piece of technology here in about 6 weeks to roll out. We're going to try to make it even faster. My goal is to get to 300 cars an hour. I think we can get that. We did 149 transactions in 30 minutes once, so we just ran out of cars. The rest of you guys that come, we've been okay. Other quick questions. I know we're down like last minute or two. Yes, ma'am.
Real quick, I know technology sometimes can complicate things. How is the new app on the phone?
Okay. So those of you who are not aware, we actually rolled out a new app called Chick-fil-A One. I encourage you, if you haven't downloaded it, load it. But I will tell you this, our goal is to have 1 million downloads by December 1st. We had 1 million downloads the second day of rollout. 3 million downloads by the end of the first week. And so any of you that work in the technology department know that that was a nightmare. So, and we're in the restaurant, they told us at corporate, they said, hey, just kind of expect maybe 4 or 5 additional mobile transactions a day. The first day we had 112 first day. And so we're scrambling to write procedures, to rewrite the way we do things. So if any of y'all use that and it's a little slow, it's because we're still figuring it out, and it is getting better. But you have the ability to use the Chick-fil-A One app. It also is built in a rewards program. So I hate to use this analogy, it's the best one I know. Any of you use the Starbucks app, you get your gold stars. They actually start with green stars if you didn't know that, and you get gold stars. The more stars, the more freebies. So that's what we do. We're giving away treats. You can get milkshakes, frosted lemonades, and cookies, and fruit cups, and whatever. The more stuff you get, the more free stuff you get. So mobile is the way to go. And I foresee another 5 years when people are placing orders on the wrists, and the little phones, and technology is, it's exploding. So, just
Based on the apps that you did, and I use the Starbucks app is better than the Starbucks app. The Starbucks one, you have to actually pay through there. Like you have to load money onto your Starbucks app to pay. With Chick-fil-A, you can pay with cash and still scan your app.
it still tracks your visits, and we get to know you better. Next piece of technology you're going to see coming. Y'all first will hear this, by the way. So yeah, just going to tell you stuff. So the next piece of technology you're going to see something. Anybody heard of geodating or geocaching? Anybody heard that term before? So it'll be a little what's called a blue light beam on the top of my restaurant that actually pick up if your phone either has Wi-Fi or Bluetooth turned on. It'll actually pick up you're on the parking lot and it'll let us know you're there. And it'll prompt your phone to say what you select, like select your favorite order. And if you select your favorite order, it actually pushes it through to the mobile. It'll actually process payment and your order before you can walk in the door. Now that's a little ways down the road, but that technology now exists, and we're actually playing that technology now. It's called Geo. It's phenomenal. I think I saw a hand over here. Yes, ma'am.
Let me wrap this around.
Yeah, absolutely. So actually, y'all obviously know I'm in Carrollton, so I have a lot of students. Y'all students also work for me. And recently had 3 of your students, 2 that are still enrolled, and 1 that's graduated and gone on internships in our corporate office. I've had several of our accounting people in here, accounting. So I've had Chick-fil-A loves the accounting department at the University of Michigan. So a lot of our accountants at our corporate office actually come from this campus. So we have that type of involvement, but also just even on Tuesday, we had a whole group of my staff go down and spend the day down there. At lunch, it's free. It's really cool about our culture. Because at the end of the day, what makes Chick-fil-A unique is not our chicken. I mean, let's face it, everybody's copying what we're doing. You can get a chicken sandwich just about everywhere. It's not as good, but if you can't find a Chick-fil-A for 150 miles, at least you know you go to a place to get a chicken sandwich. What makes Chick-fil-A unique and different is our culture and our people. So I'm not saying we're all perfect and all that, but I'm saying at the end of the day, what we ascribe to is very different. I tell folks we close on Sundays for a reason. I mean, that's just who we are. So that's a big part. But yeah, it is an advantage to me having a corporate office in our backyard. I do a lot of work with our corporate office. I'm a corporate trainer, and I travel a good bit. Opening
of us, if not all of us, have had some experience with Chick-fil-A. We have someone who has a lot of experience with Chick-fil-A sitting right here. Joetta Miller, her name could be Joetta Chick-fil-A because I think your whole family is in there in some way except for you. And they're all in. She still does sandwiches at Mississippi State. Yeah. So again, a little bit of a connection there. One of the things I appreciate so much about this company, first of all, one of my favorite writers, Mark Miller, is a corporate executive there. But one of the things I appreciate so much is just that steadfast holding to the values and the standards, no matter what else is happening in the world. And it's hard in this world not to go off in tangents and figure out new ways of serving people and trying new things, but they stay in the lane and they do the best. They are the best in that lane. And that's one of the things as we were developing our strategic plan was creating our lane and understanding through the setting of our mission, vision, values, and priorities for the division, what that is and how to continue to work ourselves to be the best within that lane and not trying to be everything for everybody, but trying to be in that place where we can just continue to grow and continue to be better in that space. So that's what I want you to take out of this. I appreciate the people who brought these folks in to talk to you today because it goes so well into where we are within our division and where we're moving to and understanding our place within the university and our place within our own departments to be able to just really stay in that place and do better and better and better and grow more and more and more in meeting our values. So thank you very much again for coming. We appreciate you. Let's give them another round of applause. About 2 minutes because I want people to be able to get out of here at 5 till, so 2 minutes. Any general announcements for the division? Yes, Stephanie.
So there was a flyer about it, but tomorrow is our last day, and we are doing a going away from her at essentially the center point of her. The email I sent out said Oak, so make sure everyone knows that. 1 through tomorrow, I say bye.
Center Point, bouncy toys, and all those kind of things. Yeah. Very good. Anybody else? Well, thank you all for what you do. This is the time to bring it home. Our enrollment's looking great because of what you do, and just serving those students and remembering that they have a story, especially on move-in day at 6 o'clock when you are the hottest, tiredest person that you've ever been. We appreciate all you do, so thank you.